hello. Y'all didn't think that a heart procedure was gonna stop us from traveling now, did you?
Life Redesigned proudly travels with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
We have a long travel day / night ahead of us, 16 hours. And guess what? You all are allowed to come with us on this trek. Hey, Bubba.
Hey.
What we got going on over here?
Well, as luck would have it, Karri had picked me up a CB radio for Christmas, and I'm a big believer in having CBs in the truck, and I hadn't had one in here for about 3 years. Hey, come on over here. And I finally got around to installing it while she was in recovery, and I was very excited. Everything was working great, and then something blew. And now we have no dash cam, no CB radio, and no backup camera, which normally I'm not it's whatever, but I was kind of listening and wanting to hear that Breaker 19 the whole way up here, but I'll have to figure that out when we get to New York. But speaking of New York, hey.
Hey.
Well, let's turn it back to you.
Okay.
How's everything going? Let's give the viewers an update.
Ooh, everything's going good. I'm about 2 weeks post-procedure and doing well. Not walking 5 miles yet, but I got a couple in there, doing good. Little sore here and there still, but otherwise I feel great. Hey, what you doing?
I'm doing my favorite thing in the world, Karri. I'm getting gas. You want to zoom in and check that price out. That is our first gas stop, and we're going to play a little game with you guys.
Oh, no.
This went over really well. We did this when we went out west last year. We played how much is this trip going to cost, and we're traveling today from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all the way up to Lake George, New York. By the time we end there tomorrow, our first stop, $96.92. Gas currently $3.79.9 per gallon. Now, with everything that's going on crazy in the world, that you really need to stretch your dollar, and I couldn't be more happy than to say that we stretch our dollar with Capital One Saver Card. That's right. You're looking for a great credit card that gives you a little bit back and helps make that vacation or that travel day budget stretch a little further. There's a link in the video description where you can support the channel by getting your very own Capital One Saver Card. Again, that link will be in the video description. Now, before we get going, we have to decide, that's 25 gallons of gas at $96.92. Put in your guess as to how much this trip is going to cost us. Now let's get back on the road.
stop here, and hopefully it doesn't take too long or too much money, but it was only $3.99 with our 10 cents off. Now, as per usual, anytime we go to record, as Bob says, there's always a loud motor. Anyhow, so we're going to be heading to Pennsylvania next to our RV overnight stop. And if you're not familiar with RV overnights, it's like Harvest Host. So it's an app. You put in a request to stay, they approve you or deny you, whatever, however they do it. But if you remember our trip out west last year, we wanted to stay at an animal sanctuary in Oregon. And Christina was the host of that place, and it wasn't very favorable. She wasn't just a very nice person, and so she earned the nickname Can Collecting Christina. And if you're not familiar with that video, Bob will put a link in the video description or here or wherever, but you'll be able to find it. So there's that. So no pajamas yet, no sleep masks. We got like another 6 hours to go. And with that said, this stop only cost us $40.67 only for 10 gallons of gas. Ouch.
Good morning. We are definitely not in South Carolina anymore. You can see that humidity level is only 44%. When we left South Carolina, it was 92%. So a much easier breathing environment. But this was our scenic location. Well, hello, Miss Karri.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm tired. So before we got here at 2 a.m., it is now 7:11 a.m. and yes, we are back on the road. But before all that, we had 2 gas stops prior to coming here. So we'll put pictures of those up because they were just quick. It was overnight, it was sketchy, and yeah, no need to pull out a camera at that place, those places.
No,
but
oh, go ahead.
I'm not done. Excuse me, please. So now we are headed to New York. How many more hours do we have of this?
6 more hours to go.
I'm too old for this crap now. That's a long time.
But let's show you real quick before we make our great escape. Like, again, this is nothing scenic by any stretch. It is literally just a parking lot at a barbecue place, but we were very happy to be here, and it was peaceful. So we're gonna get this show on the road. We're going to do our safety checks, and the next stop will be, well, it'll be a gas station in New York, and boy, are the prices up here something crazy.
Ooh, yeah.
But anything else you want to say before we get back on the road?
No, the last gas station we passed that I remember, because I dozed off for a few minutes here and there, was $4.49 for regular gas. Yay!
But if you ever are in Pennsylvania and you want a nice place to sleep, let's see if we can get this going here. This is Smokin' Aces Barbecue and Fried Chicken. And unfortunately, they're not open at 7 a.m. But yeah, we got to get
so
this
good
on the road. Hey, ready? Virtual high five.
Yes.
You at home, high five back. So we're finally at our last gas stop. We're about 3 hours out from our final destination, but this is the last one, about 142 miles to go. And I gotta say, we used to make this trek all the time when we were part-timers. This is not in our system anymore. This will probably be the last time we ever do 16-hour trips like this, just all in one shot, especially when we're only stopped for like 3 hours sleep. This is the Baybrook Travel Center. final gas stop. And again, if you need a great credit card, check out the Capital One link in the video description. But the Saver card will save us money here, $55, $57. Add that to the totals. We'll put the total on the screen here. Let us know how close you came in your guess. Now, I did figure out the blown fuse is a mini fuse, not a problem. We're going to go inside and see if they've got one in stock. Pick it up and we can fix that when we get to the campground. But until then, we'll catch you at this beautiful campground, one of my favorite in the entire country. And here we are. Oh, this is terrible. How will we ever survive being in this campsite? Isn't that terrible? RV life. Oh boy. Absolutely horrible. What am I going to do? Welcome to Alpine Lakes. That's right, we made it here in New York. Actually, I say Alpine Lakes, but it's actually Alpine Lake. This place has been around for 50 years. It's one of our favorite parks. And believe it or not, this is a Thousand Trails property. Now, admittedly, it's a couple of days later, as Karri and I basically got here and, well, for lack of better words, we just died. We got here and passed out. And we had quite a bit of shock because, well, the weather here is nothing like it was in Myrtle Beach. In fact, when we got here, it was 45 degrees and there's no humidity whatsoever. When we left Myrtle Beach, oh, you saw that in the beginning, absolutely crazy. And it was something like 85 degrees and 92% humidity. So it's really good to be back here in New England or the New England area. So I know when I say New England, people get all upset. But this is Saratoga Springs area. We're not too far from Lake George. And again, Alpine Lake for the win. And if we can get Miss Karri to come out of the RV at some point, then we're going to do a review on this place, something we don't normally do. But we've been enjoying all those geese, and I'll put a clip here. There's tons of geese and tons of babies in there just wandering around the whole property. But before we wrap up the video, I want to do a quick segment with Karri. I want her to come out here and give you all an update because I know a lot of you have been asking where she's at in the health journey and what exactly is going on. And I know we brushed on it at the beginning of the video. I just want to make sure that she gives her wording exactly where she's at as of this recording.
Hey, so as of today, I am 2 weeks post-procedure and I've been feeling really great actually. So they went in and they corrected the atrial flutter, which I, knock on wood, will not have anymore. And about 80–85% of the AFib, yes, I know it's not a permanent fix, but from having it all the time to having it pretty much not happening at all right now, I'll take the 80–85%. So that's about where I am. But when you see this, I'll be 3 weeks post-procedure and hopefully the bruising, because I did have some substantial bruising, but if that's all I have to complain about, then I'll take it. So all that should be gone. Life is good and we can move on.
I don't know how she bounces right back from that. If this was me, I would have been down for 6 months. I'd still be crying and making her change my underwear.
Don't have time for that.
Amazing woman to be able to bounce right out of that. She literally, and I had to slow her down numerous times, right as soon as even the next day of coming out of the hospital, she was ready to go. And we had a, whoa, easy. We're going to make you wait a little bit. So she got, hopefully she felt like she was pampered a little bit.
A lot.
During her time.
Like now that I can move around and do stuff myself, I'm still like, hey, Bob.
Now, some of you guys out there can relate if you're like me. Life is always running and gunning. Make sure you take a moment for your wife, your spouse, your significant other, because I almost lost her and it kind of sucked just thinking about that. So maybe you'll appreciate it a little more. So, you know, maybe lighten up. Don't be a jerk one day. Treat your wife, your spouse, whatever you're dealing with, just nice, just because. This whole circumstance, situation, whatever, made me realize that I could be an ass sometimes. And that's not the direction we want to go. But on a lighter note, let's get right down to brass tacks. Let's put the total right here of how much money this trip cost me. I'm not talking about emotional distress. I'm talking cash. hard-earned money, boom. That trip up here, no word of a lie, was the most expensive trip we've ever had, just gas alone, getting from one place to another. And we've been all over the country. And that was just brutal. And it's really making us rethink how we're going to travel for the rest of the season. Because in case you don't know, YouTube doesn't pay millions, and I still work. Things are getting expensive out there. We want to also know from you, is it changing your plans at all? Because it was okay when it was 20 cents.
Right.
It was okay when it was $1.50 more than what we were budgeting for. Oh, this is going to
This
be
was
interesting.
more expensive than out west last year.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thought.
We were running the numbers, and again, that total I'll put again on screen right here. If you played along with last year's journey going from Utah to California, and we did that gas game there, I'll guarantee you, without even running the numbers yet, that we spent more money this time than we did out there.
That's scary.
That is scary, but hopefully wherever you are, you're doing well, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's it for this video. Hopefully next week you'll see a nice review from this place, because I got an idea.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
Yeah.
it's going to be a positive review.
Ah.
Until next time.